Mathematics had never been Daphne Bassett's best subject, but she could certainly count to 30, and as 30 was the maximum number of days that usually elapsed between her monthly courses, the fact that she was currently looking at her desk calendar and counting to 43 was cause for some concern. "It can't be possible," she said to the calendar, half expecting it to reply. She sat down slowly, trying to recall the events of the past 6 weeks. Maybe she'd counted wrong. She'd bled while she was visiting her mother, and that had been on March 25th and 26th, which meant that... She counted again, physically this time, poking each square on the calendar with her index finger. 43 days. She was pregnant. Good God! Once again, the calendar had little to say on the matter. No, it couldn't be. She was 41 years old. Which wasn't to say that no woman in the history of the world had given birth at 42, but it had been 17 years since she'd last conceived. 17 years of rather delightful relations with her husband, during which time they had done nothing, absolutely nothing, to block conception. Daphne had assumed she was simply done being fertile. She'd had her 4 children in rapid succession, 1 a year for the first 4 years of her marriage. Then, nothing. She had been surprised when she realized that her youngest had reached his first birthday, and she was not pregnant again. And then he was 2, then 3, and her belly remained flat. And Daphne looked at her brood, Amelia, Belinda, Caroline, and David, and decided she had been blessed beyond measure. 4 children, healthy and strong, with a strapping little boy who would one day take his father's place as the Duke of Hastings. Besides, Daphne did not particularly enjoy being pregnant. Her ankles swelled and her cheeks got puffy, and her digestive tract did things that she absolutely did not wish to experience again. She thought of her sister-in-law, Lucy, who positively glowed throughout pregnancy, which was a good thing, as Lucy was currently 14 months pregnant with her 5th child. Or 9 months, as the case might be. But Daphne had seen her just a few days earlier, and she looked as if she were 14 months along. Huge, staggeringly huge, but still glowing, and with astonishingly dainty ankles. "I can't be pregnant," Daphne said, placing a hand on her flat belly. Maybe she was going through the change. 41 did seem a bit young, but then again it wasn't one of those things anyone ever talked about. Maybe lots of women stopped their monthly courses at 41. She should be happy, grateful. Really, bleeding was such a bother. She heard footsteps coming toward her in the hallway, and she quickly slid a book on top of the calendar, although what she thought she might be hiding she had no idea. It was just a calendar. There was no big red X followed by the notation, "Bled this day." Her husband strode into the room. "Oh, good. There you are. Amelia has been looking for you." "For me?" "If there is a merciful God, she is not looking for me," Simon returned. "Oh, dear," Daphne murmured. Normally she'd have a more quick-witted response, but her mind was still in the possibly pregnant, possibly growing very old fog. "Something about a dress." "The pink one or the green one?" Simon stared at her. "Really?" "No, of course you wouldn't know," she said distractedly. He pressed his fingers to his temples and sank into a nearby chair. "When will she be married?" "Not until she's engaged." "And when will that be?" Daphne smiled. "She had 5 proposals last year. You were the one who insisted that she hold out for a love match." "I did not hear you disagreeing." "I did not disagree." He sighed. "How is it we have managed to have 3 girls out in society at the same time?" "Procreative industriousness at the outset of our marriage," Daphne answered pertly, then remembered the calendar on her desk, the one with the red X that no one could see but her. "Industriousness, hmm?" He glanced over at the open door. "An interesting choice of words." She took one look at his expression.